Hello, movie lovers. Today, I will explain a Thai thriller, drama film, Ahimsa, Stop to Run. In the movie, a boy, the main character named Ahimsa, is laughing alone in the beachside blocks. It's part of his enjoying moment for his fate. Then we see his childhood scene. A little boy who is the heroine in this movie goes to the hospital with his mother to check on his ailments. He stays in the hospital's cabin room and sees a young boy sitting there. The little boy was afraid. Suddenly, his parents come there, put their child in his father's lap, and leave. Then we see them going into the riverside where the local area programs were going on. In the place, a black man sees the child. They are going to the stage where a saint checked people's ailment. We see hero's parents say everything about their son's problem. The saint checked his and knew what the problem was. The saint performed some black magic. He puts a knife into his leg nails and reads some spells in his mind. Then, the saint keeps his leg on the boy's neck. Next, we see the hero's present scene. Now we see he is waking alone and thinking about the benefits of computers and what he can't do. He and his friend went to a DJ party where many people danced. We see a boy and two girls at a DJ party discussing how the kids skip school and are addicted to computers. A TV channel, ATV, shows that a TV reporter says a police officer arrested a criminal for his doing a crime. In Parliament, they discuss computer topics and ask the Parliament why some kids have changed their behavior negatively. It has two sides, good and bad effects. In the topic, they highlight crime statistics. The reporters surround the Parliament members and ask about the projects on psychopathic inmates. Then, the Parliament member replied to the reporter that the topic will be approved for sure only after public hearings. In the next scene, we see that many people meet in a room to interview and they are seeing a video on the projector. The person in the video cannot recognize his wife. Then, the meeting lady decided that the project could be continued. In the next part, we see some boys at the San Sabay pub, and they are introduced to them as Ukot, Ahimsa, and Einstein. Suddenly, Ahimsa says that is why life is difficult. At this moment, Ahimsa again says that he can find the right answer after death. Then they take drugs items in their bodies and make themselves high. Again, in the DJ party, we see the high boys there. Ahimsa is too high. Then he does mouth-watering and sees a girl who wears a red dress, which comes slowly in his direction and touches his mouth. The next morning, we see, suddenly, Yukota wakes up and asks for help. Help. This morning, they went to a pharmacy and asked the seller if he had any drugs. The seller says he needs it, but the product is supplied to the dealer, where the shop's backsides are available. They go to the backside room, and a man comes and asks them why they are waiting outside. Come in. In that man's private room, we see two intimate men shooting that cinema. The man says, "How many are needed?" Ahimsa asked for 3, and the dealer said 8,000 bahts. They see the intimate guys and look at them. They are laughing. The dealer comes and gives their drug and takes money. The dealer looks romantically at Ukot and sees the dream that he is dancing with Ukot. In the evening, we see 2 police officers comes into the party center and says who is the owner. At that time Einstein came there and the police officer asked him to see the license of the party house. Einstein replied that he didn't have it. Conversely, Ahimsa is confused and asks Ukot if he is gay. But Ukot was surprised at what was wrong with Ahimsa. They enter the Einstein party house, but one police officer doubts Ahimsa and stops him. The policeman searched Ahimsa's pocket and also searched Ahimsa's bag but couldn't find any more drugs on him. At the party, we see the first scene. A red jacket boy is there. The red jacket boy comes to Ahimsa and asks Ahimsa if he will suffer for his sins. Then Ahimsa asks him who he is. The red jacket man replied that he was Ahimsa's karma. Ahimsa laughs and asks him seriously, "If you come from hell, then why does he wear Nike brand shoes?" The red jacket boy hit Ahimsa's head with a bottle. Suddenly, Ahimsa woke up, and he understood he was dreaming. But he saw his head was bursting with blood. They go to the hospital, and Ukot says he passed out drunk club. And he drags Ahimsa and gets him into the home. Ukot donated some coins to a donation box in the hospital. Ahimsa sees the doctor who was present in the party house. He says all his conditions. The doctor asked him for a checkup body. Ahimsa sees the doctor and police officer are relatives. The doctor says to the police officer that Ahimsa said that he was her lover in the past life. As soon as we see that, Ahimsa gets into the car and sees the red jacket boy standing in front of his building outside. Ahimsa leaves the car with a range and wants to get the redhead boy. Suddenly, he saw the headman was gone, and U-Coat was attacked by some boys. He runs toward U-Coat and hits the car's front glass, but his friend is not there. By hitting the car rang, and he ran away. He goes to the home, and suddenly, he sees U-Coat slip into the washroom with a lot of blood. He cries inside the washroom. Suddenly he saw his friend was not there. It was his imagination. He sees U-Coat open the door, and Ahimsa is afraid. In the next scene, we see Things and his friends again at the beach pole. He tells about his karma. Then he goes again to the doctor and tells everything. The doctor says it is a side effect of drugs. Then we saw a man with a hidden camera record in his bag and told the drug dealer that he needed to buy drugs a lot. Then we see U-Coat run away from the dealer. The dealer and dealer friends caught him and forced him. This time, U-Coat suicide in the washroom. Police investigate everything in Ahimsa. Now, Ahimsa goes to the drug dealer's house and asks the drug dealer what he did with his friend. Ahimsa shows his gun is kept in his pants, and the drug dealer sees his gun. Everyone out their guns and avoid only the drug dealers. Suddenly, the man wearing sunglasses, who is mainly a police officer, his hidden camera falls to the under. The police officer shoots the dealer's assistant, and the assistant shoots the police, too. Ahimsa also shoots at the dealer and runs away to the dealer's home. Another 2 police officers entered the dealer's house. Then we see an ambulance take the dealer to the hospital, and the doctor treats him. The dealer imagines that time that U-Coat is hitting him with a stick. Suddenly, he woke up and asked for help. In the next scene, we see police checking every car on the road. Ahimsa is also there. He saw the red-headed man pushing another man's car horn. Next, we see a red car driving his karma following Ahimsa's car. Again, it turns into the truck, and his karma sits on it. Ahimsa is thinking about the doctor and the car was an accident due to carelessness. The next morning, we see Ahimsa on a forest road where his karma is already present. His karma punched him. Now we see again a man who wears a yellow jacket, and Ahimsa's karma is sitting on the beach side where Ahimsa and his friend are already present. At that time, his friend sees this leave the place where the yellow jacket man is standing in the middle of the road. Ahimsa goes to that saint where his parents treat him there. Now, we see the doctor walking in the parking place and meet a man waiting there to kill the man. But Ahimsa's karma wants to stop him, but he pushes him and runs to the doctor. Ahimsa shoot everyone neglected doctor. But it was Ahimsa's imagination. He gets out of the car and shouts. The doctor said his karma was gone, but his karma was acting like he was afraid. In the next scene, we see Ahimsa sees the news reporter showing that a politician is murdered and the killer is the same person named Ahimsa, who killed the drug dealer. Doctor tells her husband everything about Ahimsa's matter. Then we see that Things and his karma are fighting at the beach site in the evening. His karma also beats him from place to place. In the next part of the movie, 2 police officers see Things. He ran away after seeing the police officer. Now we see a van with a TED sticker where Ahimsa drives the car with his karma. The police officer and doctor are in the same place because the police officer cannot believe this. Things come to that place, and he shoots the doctor's husband to save the doctor. Then his karma says to shoot the police officer. But suddenly, a man said, "There is only one way to stop karma." He remembers it and threw the gun beside the police officer and wanted to leave the place. But the police officer shoots Things. In the next part of the movie, the drug dealer sees U-Coat in his cabin. He imagines that U-Coat wants to beat him. It is the dealer's karma. This beautiful movie ends here. If you like this movie, please subscribe to our channel.